What's going on, Jerome? So we said it a bunch. The Vikings need to rebuild the trenches, notably the defensive line. They have to get back to having the meats, as well as Vicmodium AD stopping the runs, because that's where it starts and ends. Stopping the opposition's running game, as well as getting that quick interior pressure through the A and B gaps and really effing up a quarterback's afternoon. That's what the Vikings have to get back to. Enter Christian Wilkins. That's right, defensive tackle of the Dolphins, team captain, 5-year veteran. He's fantastic, man. And, of course, as we've harped on a bunch, Christian Wilkins was Brian Flores' first draft pick with the Miami Dolphins. So reuniting, and it feels so good, makes a lot of sense here in the great state of Minnesota. And one hurdle has potentially been cleared, because the Dolphins reportedly were going to franchise tag Wilkins, but maybe not so fast. Schefter. All signs continue to point to Dolphins defensive tackle Christian Wilkins not being tagged as the franchise tag window closes up this week, and being allowed to become a true unrestricted free agent. Dolphins say they're still mulling options. Others expect Wilkins to hit free agency. I love it, man. I love it. And, of course, this channel has been around for a while, so the guys that were like, Vikings need to draft, are coming around as like, Vikings need to sign in free agency. It just makes me feel old. Also, hey, look at the spider charts we were using back then. It's fantastic, man. So let's talk about Christian Wilkins today. Background: 28 years young. Yes, he is a little bit older. 6'4", 310, a former 5-star recruit from Connecticut. Just a hotbed of football talent. Took his talents to Clemson, won 2 national titles, 3-time first-team All-American. Wilkins is probably one of the best college defensive linemen of all time. Honestly, also, what the hell happened to Clemson? Did Dabo just not adjust in the NIL era? I don't know what the hell's going on, man. But like we said, number 13 overall pick in 2019 by the Dolphins. Yes, was Brian Flores' first pick, so they go way back like chiroprac. Also, PFF wise, like his highest graded seasons were with Brian Flores in 2020, 2021. Not saying, I'm just saying. Not saying, just saying. Also, 2023, he really emerged as a pass rusher. Dolphins used their 5th-year option on him, didn't come to an accord on a long-term deal, but 61 pressures, 9 sacks, 10% pressure rate, which is very solid for a defensive tackle. Also does have a career 19 passes broken up, so he's very good at batting balls at the line of scrimmage, using his height as well as his experience. Money-wise, there's Flores again. Money-wise, he is going to be expensive. And with the cap going up, and also, the fact that Justin Madubuike, Chris Jones are going to get paid along the defensive line, probably looking at least $20 million per year, which is interesting. So, we balked at the idea of Diesel Dalvin Tomlinson getting $14 million per year from the Browns, and Wilkins, a lot of his draft comps are Dalvin Tomlinson, but with a twitched-up pass rush. So, I mean, this is the market. And Wilkins, like I said, he does turn 29 in November or December, I believe. So this would be a contract that would extend into his early 30s. So that's something the Vikings have to consider. But of course, a lot of these contracts are front loaded in terms of guaranteed money. So they're toilet paper on the back end. But $20.2 million per year for a premier open market free agent defensive interior. I mean, if the Vikings move on from Kirk, and then they don't sign Baker Mayfield, but that's a whole nother kettle of fish. Or if the Vikings move on from Daniil, even with void dead year cap hits, they will have some cap space to play with. And also, construction-wise, I think that structurally they could make this thing work with the cap, as well as sign a couple of other free agents. So the money isn't that big of an issue. Although Wilkins will certainly have other suitors in the market. But I just think that the connection with Flores, they still have a very good relationship, and the fact that the Vikings desperately need him, so maybe they'll pay up a little more, makes a lot of sense. And what Wilkins brings: leadership. He's a multi-year team captain with Clemson, multi-year team captain with the Dolphins, and also if the Vikings do move on from Daniil, move on from Harrison Smith, I mean, that's a big-time leadership power vacuum on that side of the ball. Insane agility for his size. Also, he's added a really good strength over the last couple of years in the NFL. Given his size, given his lateral movement skills, given his ability to blow up a B-gap, it's great. Very good against the run. Also, that immediate interior pressure. I think he's really progressed as a pass rusher and matured nicely. You notice how guys just play really good in the contract year? It's crazy, man. But also does have positional flexibility. His true position is probably 3 tech, but can play that 4-5 tech when the Vikings go odd front. But when they go 2 or 4 man down, Wilkins certainly can bring it, whichever gap or whatever alignment you want to put him at. Also, the familiarity with Flores, we keep harping on that, but that is key. So you have a guy that has had success and frankly had career years ratings wise in the defense that Flores is implementing, or something very similar to it. And also the Vikings D line. So it's basically Harrison Phillips and everyone else. Dean Lowry is going to get cut. Kyrus Tonga and TJ Smith are exclusive rights free agents. They're going to be back. Maybe Bullard, maybe Lynch, who knows? But basically, it's just Phillips and Jaquelin are the only 2 guys that you could say for certain are going to be on this roster in all likelihood to start training camp. So, Wilkins would fill a major need for the Vikings, and the fact that he goes way back with Flores and the fact that he is still a premium player at a very solid position, I think that does make all the sense in the world for the Vikings. So, Christian Wilkins one time, man. But your thoughts are thoughts. Dolphins reportedly won't franchise tag Christian Wilkins. Vikings need to be all in. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Don't support the work. Put a little something in the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.